With more on the road ahead for software maker Adobe, we bring in Patrick Walravens. He is the Director of Technology for JMP Securities. He has a market outperform rating on Adobe. Pat, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We just heard from Rob Briza, RBC Capital Markets, saying that outside of the iPhone and the iPad, Adobe's Flash and Photoshop are most often used on platforms on Android and other smart devices. Can Adobe innovate enough to grow without Apple's blessing?
Oh, yeah, I think they can, and I think really you're seeing them do it already with the product that they released last quarter, which is Creative Suite 5.5.
So you feel like the mentality has to be for them, if you can't beat them, join them, and they seem to already be doing that. Yeah,
that's what I've said. I mean, I think Adobe, tried to fight that battle for a pretty short period of time, 3 months, and then just realized that, that's the direction the industry is going, and they need to support HTML5 in their products, and they're doing that enthusiastically. They make money either way.
They make money either way, but they would make more money if they had a little more cooperation, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, if Apple, woke up one morning and decided we're going to allow Flash on our mobile devices, that would be great.
I was actually going to ask you that. I mean, is there a chance, or just character it out for us, handicap it out for us, that Apple would actually change its mind?
The way I think about that is maybe someday, what would make it happen? I think what would make it happen is Android gaining more and more share, and at some point Apple feeling some competitive pressure, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Since we're on mobile, I know that Adobe has taken some hits in the analyst community that they just don't have a really clear strategy. Do you think that statement is unfair?
Around mobile? Yeah, I think that's a little unfair. Because if you look at this again, the Creative Suite 5.5, one of the best things about it is it has development tools that let you write code once and then run it on 3 different mobile platforms. So you can run on Apple, Android, or BlackBerry. And, that's pretty cool.
I know you have an outperform rating, Pat, on the stock, and I mean the second quarter looked great. Profits up 54%, revenue was up across the board, but the revenue forecast, so for the rest of this year, lower than some on Wall Street had been expecting, 10% sales growth. Did you expect more?
They guided, right about where my range was. I think people would have liked to have seen it a little higher in the range. Basically, listen, if it's not one thing, it's been another. So last quarter, or the quarter before last, they had issues with Japan. Last quarter, they had issues with Europe. And so I think they're being a bit conservative.
I mean, Japan is Adobe's second largest top-line contributor, so no surprise that they did see an effect. Is that a 1 or 2 quarter off? Do you see them getting past that?
Seems like they're getting past it. So they were expecting it to cost them about $50 million, and in the end, it only cost them $10 million. So they did better than they expected in Japan.
Pat, we thank you so much. Pat Walravens joining us there, Director of Technology at JMP Securities.